Lunch? Whatever are you doing?
I'm taking these to the charity shop.
All these lovely clothes.
Oh, they're dowdy. I need something new.
What for?
I'm internet dating.
Well, you never mentioned it.
Well, you never mentioned your secret gentleman admirer, did you?
Didn't I?
I know very well you didn't.
Well, I'd hate to come to one of your dinner parties unaccompanied.
Oh, try not to be so smug.
How's it going?
Well, the caterers have confirmed.
No, I mean the internet dating.
Oh, I should never told you now. You have no new messages. See, this is why I'm getting rid of that. I mean, you wouldn't think it would be that hard, would you? Professional gentleman between the ages of 50 and 60, grown-up family, good taste in music, knows what he wants, knows what I want. Oh! That? Oh, oh dear. Oh.
Daniel!
I think I'm back in Julia's good books. She's asked me to have a look at a listless 6-year-old over lunch.
Don't count your chickens.
Yeah, his mum used to work with Julia and Vivian at Central 15 years ago.
It's just her way of keeping an eye on you.
Yeah. She's invited me to her dinner party, though.
Well, it's going to take time for you to get her trust back.
Well, I better not mess up that diagnosis then, had I?
I'm sure you'll be fine.
What are you doing?
Mind your own business.
You never could keep a secret.
Yes, I can.
You writing to a woman?
No. Possibly.
Since when?
Saturday night.
Oh, just going out for a quiet drink, taking a book Saturday night. Why didn't you just tell me?
Well, it's our first date.
Are you sending emails already?
Oh, we've been sending emails for quite a while.
You're internet dating.
Not anymore.
You're that keen on her?
Yeah, I suppose I am.
You haven't,
And what? No, I barely know her.
So?
But Daniel, that is not my style.
But you like her?
I do.
Don't act on impulse. Come on, go for it. Let's have a look.
No, all in good time.
Mother, everyone takes a few years off.
What if they ask you?
I'm 40.
And they believe you?
He does.
What's he like? Someone to spend the quiet times with. Long walks, nights in beside the fire. Sounds lovely.
Ever so nice.
So what's the problem?
He signed his message best.
What's wrong with that?
He hasn't even tried to kiss me.
Maybe he's just old-fashioned.
Maybe he's just old.
You're 50, Mum. You haven't got time to wait for Mr. Perfect.
Could be an hour, could be a day. I mean, how can it take all day to get me off the website?
What's the problem? Dr. Fenton can hardly judge you if he's on there as well. Julia?
We went speed dating together about a year ago.
You and Dr. Fenton?
Just as friends, Vivian. Just, you know, to meet people. Anyway, it was a complete and utter disaster. We both agreed with each other we wouldn't do anything like that again. So if he sees that...
Well, let's hope he hasn't already. Oh, here she is.
Oh.
Patricia! Oh. Hey, how are you?
Honestly, he's making my life a misery. I don't know
Oh!
Aaron.
Julia, I wondered if I might have a word.
Yes. Yes, of course. Absolutely, yes.
So, everything... preparations for tomorrow?
Oh, yes, yes, everything's in hand, you know, no problems. What can I do for you?
It's a little awkward. Sensitive.
I was very much hoping to see one of your doctors.
Then come back at 4.
I'm not actually a patient. I'm a friend.
I need a favour, some leave.
Oh! Oh, yes, of course. When?
Well, soon. You know, well, as soon as possible. I was thinking of maybe a long weekend away. Paris, maybe impulse trip.
Very nice.
You'd appreciate that, wouldn't you? I mean, even if you didn't know someone that well.
Oh, yeah, if I liked him, yeah. So come on, then. Who is she?
Well, it's just someone I met. Yeah.
Oh, and where was that?
Well, where did we meet? Well, it's a little embarrassing, actually, after our speed dating fiasco. It's on the internet.
Really?
You've not considered it?
Me?
No, it's amazing. I mean, it's the first person who replied. We get on like a house on fire.
Amazing. So presumably, as this has all gone so well, you won't be seeing any of the other women on...
Oh, that's right. No, I've cancelled my membership. I mean, the first person who replied. That's great. It's just...
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to meet her.
Come in. With you in a minute.
Hello, Daniel.
How did you...
I asked the receptionist if I could surprise you. I think there was a certain empathy.
What did you tell her?
Not the truth, don't worry. Not all of it.
How did you find me?
A doctor working with his nephew Daniel. Who else could it be?
You're the woman Joe met.
Yes.
So what do you want with me?
You don't know? I missed you, Daniel. You said I was your good luck charm. You said you loved me.
I just won $4,000.
And afterwards?
Well, adrenaline, you know, endorphins.
You're not writing a prescription.
It was one night, Eugenia.
Are you saying I'm wasting my time? You want me to go?
Eugenia, I don't think you should see my uncle anymore.
Eugenia? What are you doing here?
Joe!
I didn't know you were a patient here.
Just signed up. Vivian let her in as an emergency.
Well, at lunchtime.
I suppose she must have been impressed with the address. Seeley Drive, wasn't it?
I'm surprised you remembered. The mill. Of course, you said you worked here.
I was just telling Daniel all about you.
Oh, this is who you went out with on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So, like I say, straight home, feet up, plenty of rest. Nothing to worry about.
Well, I could give you a lift.
No, that's not necessary, is it?
That would be lovely, thank you.
Splendid. We can get a bite to eat.
We decided to stay and see the doctor after all, did we?
I'm sorry, Doctor.
So,
He won't talk to me, do anything. He ran away. Just ran off on his own.
and your doctor?
Julia said we'd be able to transfer here.
I see. Mrs.
Leeson, this is Aaron.
Her name's Daniel? Your mummy tells me your name's Aaron. Is that right?
He won't talk to you.
Mrs. Leeson?
This is exactly what happened with the last doctor.
However, I do need to try.
He needs to see a specialist.
We'll make that decision when we have to.
I need you to refer him.
You changed surgeries because you thought we'd refer you.
Well, they weren't interested at the last place.
What sort of help do you think he needs?
I don't know. just want to know what's wrong with him.
Mrs. Leeson, before I can do
Fine.
anything... Where are you going?
Well, he won't say anything with me here.
Amazing coincidence, you going to see Daniel. He thinks I'm an old fuddy-duddy. He thinks I should grasp the moment. But, I don't know, 1 minute you're reading them bedtime stories, the next they're giving you relationship advice.
Well, he hardly seems the type.
Let me tell you, beneath that rather brash facade there lies a warm and generous young man.
You really believe that, don't you?
Yes, I really do.
Joe, there's something you deserve to know.
Aardvark. It's the only other word I can think of that starts with 2 A's. You ever seen an aardvark? Well, they're sort of like pigs, and they've got these great big long noses and massive claws to help them dig up and eat ants. You ever eaten an ant? Very sensible. Unless, of course, it's covered in chocolate, which...
Patricia? Come on.
The men I've been drawn to have always been so unpredictable.
You didn't expect me to kiss you.
You said yourself that wasn't the real you.
I did it, though, didn't I?
Because Daniel told you to.
But I'm glad. It felt fantastic. Look, I know I'm not the most flamboyant man on earth, but I don't know about you. When the spark went out, I didn't think it would ever come back.
Annie's your ex-wife. Where did you meet?
University.
You see, you're one of these people who knew from day one the job you wanted to do and the girl you wanted to marry.
The girl, yes. The job, I always knew what I wanted to do, but I could never tell you why. Then, one day, like the girl, I just fell in love with it. Aren't you going to ask me why?
Go on then.
I saw a boy gored by a bull. Very nasty.
Where was this?
In a little bull ring in Spain. Very villagey. You know, boys jumping in, strutting their stuff, jumping out again, trying to impress the girls.
Why were you there?
Well, I was one of those boys. Until then, it had been between a matador and a doctor. Then afterward, I thought, what is the point of doing something where you keep getting yourself hurt? People change.
Are you going to refer him?
Mrs. Leeson, I don't think Aaron needs to see a specialist, but we can put you in touch with the counsellor.
Are you saying I'm to blame?
I'm saying I'd like to book you an appointment with the counsellor.
Me?
That's right.
And what do you know? What do any of you lot know?
There. What do you think? Oh, I think that would really suit her, don't you? OK, you choose something for her then. Hey, Aaron's just picking you out some clothes. Is everything all right?
What do you think? I've just been told I need to see a counsellor, and you've got my son trawling through your old clothes for me.
I've never worn most of them, actually.
Oh, you don't like them, but they're good enough for me?
No, that's...
What then? You just earn so much money you can go and buy things you were never going to wear. You know, it might astound you to know, but I'm quite happy with my life. I don't need you, your doctor friend or your counsellor, and if I need to go shopping, I'll go shopping. Come on.
Patricia, please. Patricia! Patricia!
There was something I was going to ask you. Well, a couple of things. I've got a few days leave, and I was thinking maybe some time in Paris.
Joe.
No, we don't have to stay. We could do a day trip. Is everything okay? You said there was something I deserved to know.
I'm 50.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, that was the one thing I could see coming between us. That you'd be too young for me. So, if a day trip's too much, what are you doing tomorrow night?
Patricia, hang on. Wait, please.
The doctor's right. Is that what you want me to say?
Is that what you think?
I don't know.
Well, then maybe the counselling is...
Don't know if I can. Just about holding it together as it is.
Well, it'll help, won't it?
Julia, what do you know? You're married, you're rich, you're doing a job you love.
Not exactly.
Mac.
Gone?
Again.
Again. I know, you're right about the job, yes. And I've got a bit of money, but that's about it. I mean, internet dating, for heaven's sake.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I've got this dinner party tomorrow night, and Vivian is bringing a man.
Julia.
Hey, how'd you get on? The listless 6-year-old.
I don't know. I'd describe him as quiet yet responsive. I suggested the mother see a counsellor. Don't suppose Julia would be too pleased.
Quiet but responsive. That reminds me of a little boy I used to know.
Right.
But I always got you out of it. The aardvark and the chocolate ants made you smile every time. Well, you may not remember it, but I certainly do. But what a turnaround. I mean, here's you getting me out of it now.
Sorry, what?
Well, your advice, I can't thank you enough.
What advice?
Act on impulse. Go for it. I'm looking forward to finding out everything about her.
You don't want to know everything. I mean, not all at once.
I do, absolutely.
I mean, say there are things that you don't want to hear.
Well, such as?
I don't know.
Well, like the fact that she's 50.
50?
Well, didn't she tell you when she came to see you?
Yes. I mean, she doesn't look it, I mean.
You know, I think you two will really hit it off.
What?
I've invited her to Julia's dinner party.
She's not going to come.
Certainly is. Thinks meeting everyone at the same time is as good a way as any of getting it all out of the way. Her words. You okay? Daniel?
Joe.
They're supposed to be taking it off.
Why? You look so lovely in that dress. Looking for professional singles.
You know, like lawyer, accountant. Actually, accountant would be good. He wouldn't know what I did, I wouldn't know what he did.
Oh, that's the secret to a great relationship, is it?
I don't know, you'll have to ask Vivian that. I can't believe I'm jealous of Vivian. Used to be you in the old days.
Me?
Yeah. You were young, attractive, footloose and fancy-free.
Oh, look at me now.
Hey, come on. You're still younger than me, and you're still very attractive. And you've got a lot going for you, Pat. Listen, if you ever need a babysitter...
It's not that. I mean, my mum comes round.
Ah, well, tomorrow night, dinner party...
I don't think so. Maybe when I'm back on an even keel. Seeing the counsellor. Doesn't look like a bad idea.
Oh, now, hang on a minute. How about this? Actually, to tell the truth, I can't get into this anymore. There you go. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Well, give us a little twirl. Yeah, that really suits you. Don't you think that suits her? I do too.
When did you meet?
Last summer?
Where?
Casino?
Oh, why am I not surprised?
Joe, it was just the once.
And then you skedaddled.
You know how it is?
Whatever happened to the quiet but responsive little boy I once knew?
Mother? Joe.
Just give me a moment.
So, you're the famous Daniel.
Guilty.
Joe, please.
We have a lovely evening together. We get on like a house on fire, and then you go and proposition Daniel.
Joe,
Well, why didn't you just tell me?
I thought there was something there. He seemed so smitten. I know I was. I even thought... I don't know. I even thought he might be hurt.
Daniel, hardly. You were just hedging your bets, making sure that I was still there if it didn't work out between you two.
I was going to tell you. That's why I accepted your invitation to lunch.
So what stopped you?
You! You kissed me.
The man who swept my mother off her feet.
Apparently.
Broke her heart.
Come on, look, it was one night 6 months ago.
Must have been some night. What did you say to her?
I really can't remember.
But along the lines of exactly what a middle-aged woman would want to hear.
I didn't know she was middle-aged, okay? She told me she was 40.
Like 10 years makes any difference to you. You just thought she might be rich. And when you found out she wasn't, you were off. And now she's found someone better.
I thought the whole thing was a big mistake. I was going to tell you. Partly to get back at Daniel, it's true. You saw how he was trying to brush me under the carpet. But mainly because you deserved to know. Then you kissed me. Daniel didn't seem to matter anymore.
You decided you might like me, so suddenly it was okay to lie.
There was so much more at stake. Wasn't there?
It's quite simple. Would you have told me the truth or not?
One day, people change.
How about older women? Still a weakness?
All women.
What's the longest relationship you've had?
Can I phone a friend on that one?
Have you got any? Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What would you do if I said I found you attractive? You must know you've got something about you. So, what would you say?
Well, I'd be flattered, obviously.
But fundamentally, you think you're irresistible.
You said it, not me.
And what if I said you were the most superficial man I've ever met? That I had no comprehension of what my mother or any woman would ever see in you?
I'd say it was only natural that you were being protective of her.
Because it's utterly inconceivable you're not the most gorgeous man alive. Mum was right. You hear exactly what you want to hear.
Couldn't the same be said of her?
What about Daniel?
What about him?
Well, if he'd said, I don't know what, made up some lie, said he still wanted you, you'd have jumped at the chance.
I don't know. Perhaps.
So I would have to play second fiddle to my nephew.
Oh, so this is all about your male pride.
Don't you dare turn this back around on me. This morning you wanted Daniel, and now you want to carry on with me.
I can only tell you how I feel.
And suddenly he doesn't exist anymore.
He isn't interested. That's all I needed to hear. That and that he hadn't fallen under a bus. I'd be with you.
Until someone better comes along. You're just looking for the next big thing, whereas I I don't know, I've never thought about it before. I suppose I'm looking for the last big thing, something more permanent. And if you're honest, that isn't what you want.
I know I haven't behaved well. I'll understand totally if it's all too much. But I think we could have a future.
Something you said earlier, you really put your finger on it, about me not knowing anything about you. You were right.
But now you do. Now there's a connection. You can't deny there's something there.
And asking you to come to Paris is my own silly fault, rushing into things. You don't just ask someone to go away with you.
Yes, you do. If you had, straight away, none of this would have happened. You'd never have known.
No, I wouldn't have deserved to, would I?
Sorry.
What a lovely man.
Which one?
Sorry.
What happened to your face?
Laura slapped me. Good.
Help yourself to drinks.
Evelyn's friend. He fancies you.
Roast lamb?
You're just a bitter, dried up, vindictive old witch.
Oh, yeah, they're upstairs. I was at George's room.
George's room?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, well, at least I am not a spoilt child.
More budding master chefs hoping for a first taste of success tonight at 8:30 over on BBC2. The one